All right, let's get this shindig started. Denshig. Let's get this thing started. Thank you, Rob Powell, for subscribing. I just got the notification before I switched over to this screen. If you want to watch these live, Twitch is the best place to do so. There's a link in the description down below this video if you're watching this on YouTube. You can head over to twitch.tv/themix/ press the follow button, bell notification to be notified anytime I go live. Like I said, I'm ramping this up a little bit, try to get through this. My plan is to get the middle shelf done, or case done, so I can move on to the last one. At least it's what I want to do. Let me figure out which one of these screens do you think is causing the warble effect. I don't know. You can see it like in my beard and stuff, the like rolling light kind of thing going on here. It's because my ring light isn't strong enough to to fight off the computer light. What if I try to turn down the monitor again? Nope, still a thing. Well, whatever. I'm going to at least be able to see. Well, whatever. We're going to move on. I don't know, I'm like, why is it like that? You know? Is it just from the computer screen? Like, what happens if I turn the computer off? The monitor off? Well, then I can't see. I'm just curious. I'm trying to figure this out. This is probably not the time to do it, but this is when I'm doing it. Alright, move this back over. Okay, what happens if I just turn the screen off? Okay, so it's my main monitor. My main monitor is what's doing it. It's interesting. What's wrong? If you look at me... Hold on, I'm buried. I'm buried. If you look at me, there's like a warble effect. And what's causing that is the rolling computer light, the rolling monitor light is causing that. Like if you look at me, it's like a pulsating like kind of thing. I wonder if there's like different settings I could try. Hey. Still there a little bit. Oh, do you notice you said something? Yeah. Well, it's been driving me nuts. It's still there, but it's not as bad, so I'm just going to move on. I turned it to dark room mode. It's not as bad. What if I crank that bad boy up? That's better. I think that's better. All right, let's move on. Let's get this thing started. We're going to start with Onibaba. This is a movie I covered on 31 for 31. I really enjoyed it. Some great cinematography, some good moments. Not so much a horror movie as it is kind of just like a sad family drama, if you want to call it that. But I really enjoyed it. Onibaba is good. From 68, right? 64. I want to look at it bigger. Maybe. My wife texted me if we want to go look at ring lights this weekend. I was like, maybe. Yeah, really enjoy Onibaba. If you've not seen my review of it, why haven't you? You know. All right. Only God Forgives. One of the movies to why I started collecting is because I wanted to rewatch this and nobody had it. So ordered it off Amazon because none of our stores got it. I think this movie is great. It's very polarizing. Very, I think you're 2012, right? Actually, you might be 2013. It's not going to tell me. Very polarizing. I think it's one of those movies you either love it or hate it. 5.7. I gave it a 9. I still stand by that 9. This is actually one of my favorite. Yeah, 2013. One of my favorite Refn movies. I mean, I definitely like some of his other films better, but I really love Only God Forgives. One of my favorite soundtracks too. I think it has one. Cliff Martinez did the score to it. I think the score is absolutely stunning. Only Lovers Left Alive, Jim Jarmusch. This is a movie that I need to watch with my wife because I actually think she would really like it. I also would like to rewatch it. Jim Jarmusch's whole like aura really lends a hand to Only Lovers Left Alive, and it's a really cool vampire movie. I think you're from 2012. Are you 2013 too? 2013 also being a busted year for film. Yeah, I just really enjoy Only Lovers Left Alive. Really cool vampire story with Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton. Mia Wasikowski, how do we say her last name? John Hurt. Yeah, it's good. Kind of got like this cool like rock and roll vibe to it too. Onward, this was in my best of 2020 list. I think this one's underrated when it comes to Disney movies. I personally, it's a 3-discer. Ooh. I personally really enjoyed Onward. It's very much the same kind of trope that a lot of Pixar movies have in terms of like how the story progresses. Like it has a lot of the same beats. That is for sure. But the world it's set in, and I found the characters to be pretty well done, and I just really enjoyed it. So I like Onward. Definitely think it's a little bit underrated in Pixar's catalog. Up next, Osmosis Jones. Why does this not have a Blu-ray? Talk about a childhood classic. Yeah, got this cool like little like punch out thing. I actually used to watch the TV show a lot too. Osmosis Jones. Really gross movie. Like this movie is actually like legitimately gross, but it is fun. I can't remember who plays Chris Rock. I was like, I can't remember who plays Osmosis Jones. But yeah, I like Osmosis Jones. To me, it's like I said, it's just kind of like a childhood classic, and I wish it had a Blu-ray. What year are you from? I think you're from 2000, aren't you? Are you from 2001? Never mind, 2001. I will say this. I had a hell of a time finding this thing on DVD. It took a long time to find it, but I finally found it. The Other World by Richard Stanley. This is going to be sold. Richard Stanley, much like a lot of other celebrities, turned out to be kind of a piece of shit. But it is a documentary that, in my opinion, is not really worth watching. I'm just going to pull this up because I doubt it has all the dates on there. It also comes with a couple other short documentaries that I don't think are that great. It's a documentary about Richard Stanley basically tripping, and it's not very good, honestly. What's this? Writer? Okay, we need this. La Tomande. 2013. But it comes with Really? That's so weird. It doesn't say on the back at all that it comes with other documentaries. That is strange. Because it also comes with. Are they going to even be over here? Yeah, The White Darkness, Voice of the Moon, and The Secret of Glory. I guess Voice of the Moon's a short film. But I can't remember if I have seen these. I don't think I have. I can't remember if I watched these on the Other World release. I don't think I had seen these. I hadn't rated them. White Darkness. Yeah, Richard Stanley though. Doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound like he's a good person. From what I've heard. But I personally thought the documentary was super boring. It's really unfocused. Like there are some interesting things for sure, but most of the documentary, in my opinion, is completely unfocused, and it kind of just goes all over the place. Yeah, that one can probably be sold, but I would definitely have to probably check these out beforehand. Out of the Furnace, Scott Cooper, pretty good. To me, this is just a all around like a pretty decent, like gritty thriller. I've not seen this one in a long time. I've seen it twice. I watched it when in theaters, and then when it first came out on Blu-ray, I rewatched it, and I've not seen it since. 7 out of 10 sounds about right. Another 2013 though. But yeah, wouldn't mind rewatching Out of the Furnace. Outrage. I've not seen this yet. This is a mobster Yakuza trilogy, if you will. Yeah, I've been checking short films. But I've not seen this one yet. I've heard good things about Outrage. Is it actually? I think it's just Outrage, in the way the Yakuza is just the tagline. But they made like, oh, is it the Outrage? I didn't realize the was part of it. It's this movie. There's like 4 of them in this trilogy, so it's a little daunting to like want to jump into it. But I would, because this is the first one, so it will be eligible for 31 for 31. Over Your Dead Body. This is a film by Takashi Miike, if I remember right. Yep. This was actually like fairly decent from what I remember. A lot of like pretty interesting like stage horror. And what I mean by that is like, if I remember right, it's about like a play. And it's like about a play about like a ghost or something, and like it kind of becomes the ghost goes with her off stage, if you will, if I remember right. I remember it being pretty cool though. $2014. Was it just a Blu-ray? I think so. This is Scream Factory, by the way, for what it's worth, with the shippy. Hey Autumn, if you're watching, do you want Taco Bell for lunch? Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah, I remember this being pretty cool. I love my boy Takashi Miike. Overboard, the Severin release. Yes, all caps. Overboard, Severin release. We had watched the we watched the remake, and I had never seen the original. And my mom actually got this for my wife for Christmas, because my mom was like asking me for some gift ideas, and I was like, hey, I was gonna get her this, but if you want to get her it, it'd be kind of out of left field, because she'd be like, I didn't know you'd know I'd want this. Secrets. I'm trading family secrets here. Overboard is also kind of a weird movie for Severin to put out. in my opinion. Um, it's kind of like the oddball of their lineup, which I know Severin's like, well, we're not only just doing horror movies, and it's like, yeah, I know, but like even like your non-horror movies, this one's kind of an oddball, but it's all right. My wife really likes the movie. I don't think it's bad by any means. I'm just not like, if I never watched it again, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Would I watch it again? Yeah, probably. It's not bad. I love Kurt Russell. Um, it's got some decent moments. I think this version though is better than the remake. I think the story works better. I think it's funnier. And it has Kurt Russell, right? Overlord. I really like this movie a lot. This is like the Wolfenstein movie. A lot of people want to say. Uh, I have my issues with this movie for sure, but there's no denying, in my opinion, that opening to this movie is insanely good. It has a very good opening set piece. Very intense, throws you right in. My problem is it does that, and then there's like a lull where not a lot happens for quite a while. So you're on like this. The remake is bad. Yeah. Of Overboard, that is. But like this movie, like you start off, you're on the edge of your seat with adrenaline, and it's like full pumping, raring to go, right? And then there's like a long section where not really much happens, but then it picks back up. But there's like this lull that is definitely felt because of the pacing. But I think it's good. I like Overlord a lot. It's one of those movies I would definitely rewatch multiple times. We got the best bear movies, Paddington 1 and 2. Big fan of both of these movies. I think they're super cute, super fun. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Paddington. I got to get the one copy out of this case. We took some movies on vacation with us. That's why some of them are in this little side case here. Is Paddington 2 in here? I thought we only took Paddington 1. No, we took 2. Yeah, love Paddington 1 and 2. I think they're both really good. They're both easy 8 out of 10s. I personally think, and I feel like I'm in the minority of saying this, but I personally think Paddington 1 is better than 2. That's my personal opinion. I like the origin story of Paddington more than some of the shenanigans of 2, but I really do enjoy both of these movies a lot. I think Paddington's 2014. Is it 2015? Okay, 2014, 2017. I thought it was 2014. I remember actually, like, I saw the trailer for Paddington, and I was like, oh, it looks cute, right? But I was like, I don't know if I want to see that. And then Paddington 1 got a lot of glowing reviews, and like some channels I follow were actually like, oh no, this isn't like just a kids movie, like it's enjoyable for everybody. And then I was like, you know what, fine, I'll go see it. And we went and saw it, and I loved it. So I was like, okay, cool. It's like that was really enjoyable, very sweet, very lighthearted. And then 2 came out, and I was all about it. Pacific Rim, also going to be in the minority of saying this, but one of my favorite Del Toro movies ever made. I'm a huge fan of kaiju movies, and I personally think this movie is fantastic. I think, is this a 3-disc set? Holy shit, I didn't realize this was a 3-disc set. In terms, it's got the cool lenticular ship case. But I think in terms of like kaiju movies and stuff, big, like, first off, the CGI in this movie is fantastic. It is a great exercise into how to blend CGI with the real life, right? And it does it so much better than its sequel. It's crazy. But also you have a director like Del Toro, you know what I mean, working on the film. So I mean, there's that. Did I put 3 discs for Onward? Okay, I did. So you have Del Toro, lenticular. How you spell lenticular again? Lentic. You. Okay, it's spelled like this. I feel like I've misspelled it somewhere else then. Am I really going to go like hunting down? No, I'm not. I'm not about to do this. I'm just going to move on. I will say one more thing about Pacific Rim real quick. It has one of my favorite director commentaries of all time with Del Toro, because he is just so unabashedly passionate about the project and just wants to talk about it and talk about his decisions he made and just gush over kaijus. And like, it's his energy in the director's commentary is very inspiring, but it also like shows you like how much he like really planned this thing out and like how passionate about this project he was. And that I've not listened to other Del Toro commentaries. I should, but that one in particular just really stuck out to me because of Del Toro's infectious conversation, I guess, and it's inspiring and it was fun. Pan's Labyrinth, speaking of Del Toro, very good. Talked about this on the channel just not too long ago when I did a Criterion video. I wanted to get through some of the Criterion movies that I had picked up that I hadn't watched yet, this being one of them, and I really enjoyed it. Pandorum. I've not seen this. I picked this up. I can't remember if this. I think this was at Half Price Books. I think I got off Half Price Books off of their clearance rack. There's some schmutz on that. Off their clearance, I'm pretty sure. I've not watched this yet. This is one I've heard is like I don't think it's reviewed very well, but I've heard good things about it. Like I've heard it's actually pretty good, and I just haven't watched it yet. 6.7 is pretty good. 28 on Metacritic. I would like to watch it. Some Randy Orton. It doesn't look like Randy Orton. I've not watched it yet. I've heard like kind of good things about it. I do want to watch it. Maybe with it being spoopy season coming up, 2009, maybe we'll get around to it. Blu-ray. I think that's just the. Come on now, hands, work with me here. Yeah, just a digital copy. So maybe we'll get around to it at some point. Pan's Labyrinth. Did you have a short film or something else? No. Okay. Paranorman 3D. Paranorman's really fun. One of the earlier Lakia movies, or Lakia. I think it's Lakia. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, enjoyable. I like Paranorman. This comes with how many copies? 1. 3D blue / DVD. But it has the regular, oops. I think Paranorman's from 2012. Okay. It's like, that sounds about right. It's good. One of the few 3D DVDs I have. I'd like to get a projector that does 3D. I thought ours did, but I guess it doesn't. All right. Moving on, Parasite, one of my favorite movies of the decade, one of my favorite movies. I think it was my favorite movie of 2019. Or is it 2020? Hold on, when's Parasite's release? That was 2019. I want to say it was 2019. I was right. One of the very few movies I'd give a 10 out of 10 to. I've actually been kind of in the mood to rewatch this. I think the movie's just fantastic. I know there's a Criterion. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna upgrade. If I'm gonna upgrade to the Criterion, I guess it depends on like what special features and stuff there are. But I think this movie's fantastic. If you've not seen Parasite, it swept at the Oscars. Just a really, really, really good movie. The last from this little stack is Partisan. This is a movie that I remember really liking, but I've had zero to no interest to come back to rewatch it. But maybe I should rewatch it. I remember giving it like a 7 out of 10 originally. It's kind of stuck out to me. What year are you from? Oh, excuse me. Tired. 2014. I'm telling you, man, 2014 was like one of the best years. All right, let me put this stack up. Osmosis Jones being a little bitch right now. Sorry about that. Osmosis Jones was catching the top of the shelf and it wouldn't go in. That's what she said. All right, we have The Passing. I covered this on 31 for 31. This was gifted to me by a buddy. And while I appreciate the gift, I will probably end up selling this one. What year are you from? 1983. It's not bad, but it wasn't like my favorite thing. Okay, this is the Blu-ray DVD combo wombo. Comes with a bunch of short films. So good to know. Comes with Water that is passed from 1976. No. 2 on the Passing release. Then we have Quack from 76 as well. Then Animal. I'm going to assume that's how you say that. And Ernie and Rose. So a good little amount of short films on that one. He gave it to me in this little protector case. That one might, maybe. I don't ever see myself rewatching it. We got the classic cinema masterpieces of Paul Blart 1 and 2. If there ever was a guilty pleasure, which I don't, really buy into guilty pleasures. If you like something, you like something. Digital copy for PSP, PC, Mac, and iPod. That's wild. I think it's from 2009, ain't it? Yep. Anyway, Paul Blart Mall Cop. I really like the first one much more over the second one. How does that actually like? Oh, cheesy Pete's. Sorry, tired, man. Yeah, they're guilty pleasures to me. There's something about Kevin James is like a guilty pleasure to me. There's something about Kevin James that I just find insanely watchable as a lead. I don't know. I don't know what it is about him, but I can't like. There's something about Kevin James' lead. I'm just like, I'm in. I like him, and I enjoy. I think this is 2014, baby. I'm telling you, 2015. Damn. There's something about these Paul Blart movies that they're like very unhealthy comfort food. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the fat man fell down. Ha 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 ha. I'm safe. The Peanut Butter Falcon, fantastic. Really good performance by Shia LaBeouf. Also Zach Gottsagen. I don't know how you say that. Also did a really good job. Just a really touching story, honestly, more than anything. Just a really like touching story from 2019. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. I like the Peanut Butter Falcon a lot. I've seen it twice. Would not actually mind rewatching it. We got Pearl. I don't know if I kept X on a shelf or not. I thought Pearl was better than X, personally. I do want to see Maxine when it comes out. I like Ty West as a director. Considering the turnaround for Pearl, this movie turned out pretty good. What year is this actually from? 2022. Pearl actually has a chance of making my best of 2022 list, where X does not have a very good shot at it. And don't get me wrong, I liked X. I think X is good. But I think Pearl is better. Like, I don't know if I'd say significantly better, but I think Pearl is better of the two. Penguin Highway, very cute anime. Would definitely consider watching this again. Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's good. 2-disc. Doesn't look like there's any short films. So, bloop. Penguin Highway. You didn't have the date on the back of you, I don't believe. Penguin Highway 2018. Blu-ray, DVD, yes, to slipcase. Perdido Durango, really enjoyable. This is, I think it's by the same director who did The Day of the Beast. I think they're both by Alex de la Iglesia. Personally, I think this one's better. This is basically the Spanish version of Natural Born Killers. And I think it's a little bit more hardcore. Has a little bit more grit to it. And Javier Bardem, or however you say his name, is just really good in this. But yeah, I enjoy Perdita Durango. I think it's good. Perdita Durango. However you say it, whatever. What year are you, though? 97. 97. Blu-ray. Was you a combo? I don't think you was a combo. All right, Severin. Their slipcase is a little bit too tight. We got Persona, the big fat Criterion. Another Ingmar Bergman that I haven't seen yet. 3-disc set. Damn. I know this is one of them I've heard is like one of his best. I'll get to it eventually. Ingmar Bergman from 1966. I've heard great things about it. I just haven't watched it yet. 3 discs on that bad boy. Criterion Collection. Then we have an amazing masterpiece, The Pest. This is going to be a future Weird Movies My Wife Makes Me Watch episode. Hold on, I gotta look at Persona. Do we miss a... Yep. Live in Igmar, a 2012 feature documentary. Okay. Okay, cool. I figure we'd miss something. But anyway, The Pest, really weird, really funny. Not really funny, but just wild movie. If you've not seen The Pest, the best thing I can do is say, go to YouTube, type in The Pest intro, and if that, you know what, I'll do it for you. Yeah, I'll do it for you. Hold on, this is like a different language.
Living life in Miami's vice. See? Nobody messing with the frog. See? What's your saying now?
I mean, this is the vibe of the entire movie. So, like, if you're already like, nope, not for me, then you can just skip this one. But I don't know. I like it because it is a wild movie for all the wrong reasons. We got Phantom of the Opera, the old classic Universal monster movie, Phantom of the Opera. I've not seen this one. This is one of the only of these Universal monster movies I haven't seen. Is Phantom of the Opera. So at some point, need to watch it. What year are you from? Oh, why don't you tell me? The Phantom of the Opera. Went for the one with Claude Rains? Or wait. Are you it? Lon Chaney. Which one are you? Starring Claude Rains. Are you not the original? Oh, it's this one. From 43. I don't... Huh. I'm confused now, because I was always under the assumption that it was this one was the one I had. I always was under the assumption I had this one, because like I remember this like vividly. Like that makeup and stuff. God damn, am I gonna have to buy another Phantom of the Opera? Because this is the one I want to see. Oh, I guess it's on Freevee. This is the one I wanted to see because I've seen this so many times in other like pop culture references. The fuck is this one then? I guess I'll have to watch the 1925 one first. Whatever. The Phantom Ship, pretty good. Did a short review on this. The Pest haunts John Leguizamo daily. Yeah, probably. Like, if we ever met him, I want him to sign The Pest. That's the only movie of his I want him to sign. Not Ice Age or The Menu or any of his other, like, bigger movies. I'm bringing The Pest. Boy, you are going to sign this movie. Anyway, what year are you from? 1969. The Phantom Ship is good. It's fun. Definitely has... It's definitely weird. Like, it's all over the place. It starts off, it starts off with like a haunted mansion, then it ends up with like giant crab creatures. It's really strange. And like evil government conspiracy. All in a 60-minute runtime. But I love the animation to it. Phantom Thread. I've not seen this one. PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson. I found this at a yard sale for $1. It is missing the DVD, but it has the Blu-ray, and it's a old rental copy, which is, It was $1. I do want to see Phantom Thread, so I was like, you know what? I'm at a yard sale. I'm yard selling. Let's get it. What year are you from? I'll just look it up on IMDb. $2017. I want to say Blu-ray DVD. No one missing DVD. Just so I know it's supposed to be a combo pack. I think I've done that with the other ones, but I'm not entirely sure. Philomena. This is a movie that I think is super unrated. Also took that one vacation because it's a movie I've wanted my wife and my mother to watch for some time now. I've wanted both of them to watch this movie for some time. Is there a short film on this? No. I think this movie is really good. It's got Judi Dench and Steve Coogan. Steve Coogan is a journalist who is doing the story on Judi Dench's character, who was living in a nunnery when she was pregnant, and they made her adopt out her baby. And so, is that another 2014 banger? It says 2013. Let's look. 7.6. Hell yeah. It always feels good, like when I rate something like high and positive, that the general consensus seems to be high and positive. Okay, it's 2013. 7.6 on this bad boy. Hell yeah. 77 on Metacritic. And Steve Coogan writes the article of her trying to find her son. It's very touching, very good, great performances. Really enjoy it. 4 Academy Award nominations. I didn't know that. Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Original Score, Best Adapted Screenplay. Really good. Philomena is awesome. I've had it for a long time. It was one I watched on Netflix first and really enjoyed it, so I bought the Blu-ray to it. Phoenix. This is also really good. It's a 2014 banger. Of course it is. I was about to say, I think this is like a 2013, 2014 movie. I think this movie is fantastic. Personally, very gripping and touching story. If you've not seen it, it's basically about a woman who has to go through the Holocaust to come out on the other side. She was a singer, goes through the other side, and she tries to piece together her life again. And I have to say the ending of this movie just left me in chills. Very, very good. Highly recommend it. Really, really like Phoenix. The Piano Teacher, if you want to ruin your Sunday afternoon, this is the movie to do it with. Very hard to watch, very upsetting, very good. I have seen 3 Michael Haneke, Mikey Chan, Mike Hankey movies. Both funny games and this. And I would all rate them an 8 or higher. I've been very impressed with his film so far. I have another one of his films we'll get to later that I haven't watched yet. But I do want to watch more of his stuff because, like I said, I have just been consistently impressed with him as a director from what I've seen. I've heard great things about his other films, so I just need to get around to watching them. Very good, though, by the way. Hard to watch, but very good. A movie that is also very hard to watch for another reason is Pieces, because this movie sucks. This is like one of those video nasty movies a lot of people talk about. I just think this thing is just garbage. For me personally, I think a lot of the video nasty movies are borderline unwatchable. They're not fun. They're not very good. The special effects suck. Yeah, this one can be sold. I have no desire in keeping it. We'll get to another movie called Scalps, and I think it's in the same pile. I don't know. I'm going to highlight that one orange. That one can go. The last from this shelf before I got to get more stuff is Pig with Nicolas Cage. I think this movie is fan-freaking-tastic. Very good, very well shot. Nicolas Cage just gives an amazing performance. There's one scene in particular that has continued to stick out with me over the years, because I think this movie is a 2021 movie that has stuck with me through time since I've seen it. Yeah, 2021. And that is the scene where Nicolas Cage's character goes to the restaurant and talks to the previous student of his. That scene is just so well done. One of the standouts of the movie. What's crazy about this is this was totally snubbed for any kind of Oscar. Cinematography, probably, but Nick Cage should have probably gotten an actor nod for this. I think this is one of his best performances. No joke, no lie. I think this is one of his best performances. And it really sucks that that he got pushed out for this one. But yeah, Pig is really good. So let me put these up. I'll grab some more stuff. All right. Let's try to get through this shelf. We have Piggy. There is a Blu-ray of this. I would not mind upgrading it to Blu-ray. So I'll add it to the probably sell pile to get this on Blu-ray. The review on this I did has been popping off for some reason. I'm not really too sure why. Is this 2021 or 2022? Or is it 2023? Hold on. For some reason or another, this review's been popping off. Also, y'all out here simping for this woman. Some of the weird comments I've got about the lead actress is what is going on here? Good movie though. Pink Flamingos. It's gonna get sold. It's garbage. I personally hated it. If you want a better version of this film, you should watch The Greasy Strangler, in my opinion. There's a documentary attached to this, though. Divine Trash from 1998. On Pink Flamingos release. Anything else? No. Yeah. Hated this movie. Thought it was terrible. Had nothing going for it. And like I said, The Greasy Strangler is just better. Pirates, a Band of Misfits. I think this movie is super cute. It's very fun. It also be a big chunky 3-disc set. Yeah, I think this movie's good. I've seen it a couple times. I need to see how this is actually titled. Pirates, a Band of Misfits. Okay, Pirates, Band of Misfits. What year are you from? 2012. Yeah, I've seen this movie a couple times. I think it's really cute. It's really fun. Definitely pretty enjoyable. Comes with short films, but it doesn't say what short films. So, short films on release. All right, okay. We are in the Pirates of the Caribbean section of the video. All three of the first Pirate of the Caribbean movies. These are the only Pirates movies I care to own because I think they're the good ones. And I'm not very impressed with the other ones. So 3-disc set. I think honestly, like Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. I think the Black Pearl is probably my favorite of the bunch. But I think they're all good. I think all three of the original Pirates of the Caribbean movies are good. 2003. And I kind of wish they would have just stopped after that. You know what I mean? Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever you want to call it. Can't stop yawning. What? Do I have these backwards? Dead Man's. Okay, so I had these two backwards. It's at World's End, the last one, then Dead Man's Chest. I had these backwards on the shelf. Whoops. I didn't realize 2 and 3 came out so close together. All right, and then we have another 3-disc set with Pirates, the Caribbean, at Worlds. End 2007. Blu-ray, DVD. Yes, 3. Right? Yep. Okay. Cool. Got it. All right. Pit Stop. Jack Hill. Young Ellen Burstyn. Also has Sid Haig in it. Really enjoyable. Really like this one quite a bit. Would not mind rewatching it, and it does not have the year on the back. Q. Why don't you, Arrow? It's good though. I like Pit Stop a lot. 69. Is it Blu-ray and DVD? Is that what's going on here? Yep. Arrow video release. All right. And then on the back we have a lot of special features I'd actually like to watch. But that's it. Place Beyond the Pines, a really good movie. Has a super strong first and second act, and then kind of a weak third act. This is basically like 3 stories in one. I think this is a 2014 banger too, or maybe it's 2012. It's not gonna tell me. Why won't you tell me? Am I missing the DVD to that one, or is it in here? Like I said, that might have been in the pile I gave to my cousin. Must have been in the pile I gave to my cousin, because it ain't in here. I think this is The Place, 2012. Very good though. Very good movie. Like I said, I really liked the first act. Missing DVD with slipcase. Really like the first act and second act. I think the third act kind of falls apart a little bit, but still good. The Place of No Words. This is a movie that might be hard to come by. I'm pretty sure it's just print on demand, or was just print on demand, but it is a movie that is totally worth checking out. It is about a man who is sick and dying, and how the family and the son goes about dealing with it. A 5.5 is too low. I don't know why you'd give this movie a 5.5. It's way better than that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I definitely recommend it. It's very sad though. Probably make you cry. Maybe that's why. Planet of the Apes collection pack. I'm a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes. I like these movies a lot. I think they're a lot of fun. Why couldn't you just give me the year? You sons of bitches. If I remember right, I think every one of these has their own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Yeah, it's great. I love Planet of the Apes. The original Planet of the Apes is one of my all-time favorite movies. I've seen it like a dozen times. I don't know why I always want to put the 1968. I used to have the anniversary edition, but maybe I got rid of it. Planet of the Apes Legacy Collection. Then we have Beneath. And I do want to say, like, I do think these movies get worse as time goes on. Like, I think Beneath and Conquest are the two better of the sequels. What year are you from? 1970. I've seen them all. Then we have Escape, which this is the one they get a. Yeah, I don't. This is not a 6 out of 10. What was I on that day? This is a 4 out of 10. This is the one where they go to Earth ish. They like interact with like the real people. Like us, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's the bad one. In my opinion, like most of these are probably pretty watchable. I think this one is like borderline unwatchable. It only gets a point because it's funny. Then we have Conquest, which is good, and then Battle's not bad either. See, like, it gets wild. And then you have Battle for the Planet of the Apes. I will say the costumes do get worse as time goes on, but... Alright, we got 72. Battle for the Planet the Apes. 73. There's actually a rhyme and reason why everything happens the way it happens, but you'd have to watch them to get that. But yeah. Then we have the Apes sequel trilogy, which I think are all really good. I think Dawn is the best one of them, personally. That's my personal opinion. (2011) I thought this movie was 2012. Rise of the... Yeah, 2011. Huh, I thought that was 2012. Very good. Really enjoy the Planet of the Apes movies. Big fan of the franchise. Like I said, I think Dawn is the best. I think... What year is this one from? The 2013? Is this another 2014 banger? Nah, get out of here. Yeah. Another 2014 banger, boys. Oh, is this a 3D Blu-ray? Yeah, it's just 3D Blu-ray and Blu-ray. Okay. I know there's not going to be any like short films on these. And then we have 2017's War of the Planet of the Apes. I like War. It's amazing, some of the special features. Yeah, good stuff. My brain's a little fried this morning. Pleasure. Pretty good. Don't watch this with your parents. It is about a adult actress in the business, and things don't go the best for her in some ways. 2021, is that when this came out? I will actually probably be watching this again when I go into my best of 2022 list. To see if it makes a cut. It very well could. Don't know if it will, but it very well could. Then we have Pocahontas 1 and 2. Me and my wife was actually just talking about these the other day. That if we're curious if Disney's going to do a live action version of this. I haven't seen Pocahontas in a long time. 1995. Why does that feel like it's not spelled right? I'll just write it at that. Pocahontas 2, which was 98. I've never seen the sequel, so... Or at least if I have, I don't remember it. Have I rated it? Okay. Like, I'm not sure I've seen this. And then we have a short film on this one called Little Hiawatha. Little Hiawatha from 1937. The small glimpse I got from the poster looks really racist. On Pocahontas collection release. Debatable. Alright. Last from this little stack before I put it up. The Pokemon trilogy. Pokemon 2000, and Pokemon 3, the movie. I am also working on getting these movies on VHS. I have Pokemon and Pokemon 2000. We actually rewatched Pokemon the movie not too long ago. Pokemon the first movie. All right. Let's get these laid out for me. So we actually did just rewatch this not too long ago. I did do a short film of a short review of it. So if you want to check that out, it's there. U2 Strikes Back. It's not bad. It has its moments for sure. I definitely feel like it's one of those nostalgia movies, though. Pokemon movie collection. I did find this at a half price books for really cheap, so that was cool. Pokemon the movie 2000 from 1999. This one, I know I've seen this. I don't have it rated because I think I only watched it in theaters when I was a kid. Because I remember going to see this. I remember because Grandma took me. I didn't rate it, so I do need to probably rewatch. I'll put it as a no, just because I probably should rewatch it. But I remember because we went to Burger King first, and I got a tourist toy, and then we went and saw it. Because I remember being all excited about Lugia, because, you know, new Pokemon and stuff. So, like, I know I've seen this. So if I remember right, actually, it was my grandma took me and my cousin to see it. Yeah, I know I've seen this. This one I've not seen. Not seen this one at all. It's on Prime if anybody wants to watch it. Spell of what? Of the unknown. Well, the Ewan? What? Well, that's how it's labeled over here, so that's what I'm gonna put over here. From 2000, Blu-ray, no. One Pokemon movie collection. They might be. I might consider them for 31 for 31. All right, put this stack up, and then we'll move on to the next. Police Story 1 and 2. I covered this one on 31 for 31 last year. Really enjoyed both of these a lot. Yeah, they're both really good. I don't know what else to say. I think they're both really good. Police Story 1985. A ton of fun. Action-packed. Okay, it's 2 discs. I thought they each had their own disc, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I thought they did. Yeah, action-packed. Great stunt work. Just a lot of fun. Really enjoyable. Criterion Collection. Police Story 1 and 2. Police Story 2, 1988. Sorry. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think they came out the same year. And then the last thing we have is for Police Story is Police Story Lockdown, where it all started. I got this movie because it looked like Jackie Chan in like a serious role, and I was like, what is this? So I bought it, and before I started to watch it, I found out, hey, there's a bunch of other Police Story movies. And while Police Story Lockdown is technically not the same character, that is technically its own thing, I decided that I wasn't going to watch it until I watched the other Police Story movies. And I don't think his character's even named the same. It's not. There's a trivia, I'm pretty sure it says. Despite having Police Story in the title, this movie has nothing to do with the Jackie Chan's other Police Story movies. So I could just watch this on its own, but maybe I will now. I'll consider watching this on its own now that I've seen the first 2 Police Story movies. So yeah, maybe now I'll consider watching it on its own. But I wanted to watch the Police Story movies before I got to this one. I forgot to look. I can't stop y'all today. I'm sorry. I forgot to look to see if there was a short film or something on here. There's excerpts from a documentary, but I'm not going to count that with the full thing. All right. Yeah, I'll probably watch this one. Poltergeist, the 4K Steelbook. Finally watched this last year. I can't remember if I had seen it before or not, but I feel like I had, but it had been a long time, or maybe I hadn't. I can't remember. I just remember when we did watch it, I was like, wow, I don't remember a lot of this movie. It's good. It's good. I don't know what to say about it. It's good. It's 4K Steelbook. Don't know what year it came out, though. 1982. 4K / Blu-ray. Yes to Steelbook. One of my favorite movies of last year, Pompo the Cinephile. This movie is fantabulous on every fiber of my being. If there was ever a movie out there that was made specifically as me being the target audience, it would be this movie. I think this movie is absolutely fantastic. It's 10 out of 10. I did a whole video on it called Is Pompo the Cinephile a Masterpiece? And in my opinion, it totally is. I think this movie is just absolutely fantastic. I did see that there's a manga series out or coming out about it that I'm curious about checking out, but I don't think I would like if someone wants to gift me the first one, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be cool, but like, I don't think I would like it as much as the movie because I think it serves the purpose more in the medium it's in. If that makes any sense. Ponyo, one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies. Studio Ghibli movies. Studio blah blah movies. Yeah, I think this movie's fantastic. Personally, I do think it's pretty underrated when you think of their lineup of stuff. I think it's very cute. It's very fun. It has a good story. Yeah, big fan of Ponyo. It's in my top 5 Studio Ghibli movies. Studio Ghibli. Ghibli. How do you actually like say it? I've said it wrong now so many times that I can't think of actually how to say it. Damn it. I broke my own brain. That's not good. Yeah, this movie's fantastic though. It's one of my favorites from them, from Miyazaki. It's in my top 5 anyway. I don't know what my top 5 would be. I'd probably have to, maybe one day we'll do like a, Studio Ghibli ranked. I got a couple of them I still need to watch though. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Also just covered this recently on the recent Criterion video I did with Pink Flamingos, Pan's Labyrinth, and Daddy Longlegs. Really enjoyed Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It was a movie that made me think about it long after watching it. Really good, great cinematography, great performances. Really good. Really liked it. Conversation between. All right, moving on. Possessor. This was in my best of 2020 list. This is the second film by Brendan Cronenberg and his best. I think Antiviral was okay, and I think Infinity Pool was decent. Definitely more of a fan of Possessor than those two. I think this movie is really good. Also, I've only seen the uncut version, and I don't have much of a reason to see the other version because I've heard the uncut version's what it's supposed to be, is like the cut it's supposed to be. That makes any sense? I don't know if I've been capitalizing before in 4K or not. Doesn't look like it. Okay, cool. Yes, I've seen it. Good stuff. I like Possessor. Really interesting story. How do you say his name again? Pupele of Chimney Town. I did a short review of this. This will be on my best of whatever year this movie came out because I think this movie is really good. I think it's very cute. It's very heartwarming. Very can be very emotional. I think the animation's great. Really enjoyable. But I don't remember how you say the name. I think it's Pupele. Is that 2020? No, I think it's 2021. I'm sorry, I can't stop yawning. It's 2021. I'm sorry, I can't stop yawning. My only goal in life is to make one of y'all yawn. The Power. I was actually just talking about this with my wife the other day. Really good. Really enjoyable. Kind of subverts your expectations a little bit. I don't think this is actually a 2020 movie. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. I originally gave it an 8 out of 10. I don't know if it's still an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 2021. But I'll definitely be revisiting it before I do my best of the year list. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray to it or not, but it is on Shudder. Predator triple feature. Big fan of the Predator movies. Big fan of. I'm gonna raise me up a little bit above chat. Big fan of the Predator movies. This comes with Predator, Predators 2, and Predators because, you know, titles. I don't think any of them's been as good as Predator 1, 1987. But I do have them all except for Prey because I don't think Prey's out yet on the Blu-rays. Blu-ray, yes. 3 Predator triple feature set. Predator 2. What year are you from? 90. I've seen them all. And then we have Predators from what, 2010, 2011? 2010. The fuck is this? Tom Hardy. Is he the narrator? What is a narrated nature documentary sound like? Narrated by Tom Hardy. Don't give me copyright strike. I just want to hear Tom Hardy narrating. Really? Predators, Tom Hardy.
Planet. These predators across the planet.
Is that all we're gonna get? The predators across the planet? I gotta know. You're gonna make me watch this at some point, aren't you? We get anything else other than that? Alright, I'll just watch it at some point. God damn it. You got me on it. You hooked me. I just imagine that would sound awesome. Right? Tom Hardy narrating a nature documentary. My least favorite? What's your least favorite? Sorry, I went down this rabbit hole. The Prestige. Christopher Nolan, really good. Really enjoyable. Yeah, it's good. I feel like this one's kind of underrated in Nolan's filmography. What year was you, though? Possessor? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Possessor made you sick, though. That's a difference. My wife does not like the flashy lights, and that movie has the most flashy lights. I wouldn't say the most, but my goodness. Actually, the most is probably Lux Eterna. Prince of Darkness, John Carpenter, really good. If you've not seen Prince of Darkness, definitely recommend it. I know there's a 4K of it, but I found this for like $10 at Half Price Books with the Slippy, so I was like, oh yeah. Really enjoyable. Good stuff. Prince of Darkness, that is. Alright. Prince of Darkness, what year are you from? 87. Scream Factory with slipcase. Good stuff. Princess and the Frog, super underrated Disney movie in my opinion. Really enjoyable, great music. It's Disney's last hurrah with their classic 2D animation. 1, 2, 3 discs. Okay. Their last like hurrah with their classic animation. And it kind of sucks that this was the last one. I wish they would do more, but I guess this movie didn't do super well, which is horseshit because this movie's awesome. He's got friends on the other side. I mean, it's so good. Yeah, budget 105 million. Didn't break it in the US. Broke it worldwide, but not a very big commercial success for the monolith that is Disney. But in terms of quality of movie, I personally think it is one of the better ones. Especially for like the princess movies, right? Like I'm not huge on the princess movies. But I think this is fantastic. Like a lot of the princess movies boil down to it's good, but it's not for me. You know what I mean? It's not my thing. This one's kind of my thing. I enjoy this one. Probably because it's down in fucking Nolans and you got the big band kind of, swing music. That probably is what pulled me in, but good stuff. Surprised there's no short film on here. Nope. But yeah, I think it's great. I like Princess and the Frog. The Princess Bride, another great princess movie. This is the Criterion release of the film. Good stuff. I like The Princess Bride a lot. Very fun movie. One of those movies that's kind of endlessly rewatchable. This is also one of my wife's favorite movies. Yeah, it's just good. Just really good. Rob Reiner, which is when he had the spew of like great directing efforts. Yeah, really good. Princess Mononoke. I didn't realize we had so many princess movies. Really good as well. I don't even know why I looked, because I know fucking Disney doesn't put dates on shit. 97. Yeah, Princess Mononoke is really good. Another one I would definitely recommend. Speaking of movies I'd recommend, I can't recommend Prisoners enough. Prisoners by... How did I spell that wrong, really? Prisoners by Denis Villeneuve, or Villeneuve, however you say his name. The French-Canadian mastermind behind a ton of great films. This movie's really good. Excuse me. Really, really good. Hugh Jackman is insanely good in this movie. I think it's probably his best performance. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is also fantabulous, and so is Paul Dano, or however you say his name. I think this movie is just fantastic from front to finish. Really good detective story. Very gritty. Autumn, have you seen this? Have you seen Prisoners? Because if you haven't, we should watch this. Because I actually would like to rewatch this. Very good. Then a movie that I think a lot of people would probably not think is very good is Prisoners of the Ghostland. Our boy Nicky Cage Shino Sono, before cancellation. I guess, he's a creep, but allegedly. Uh, but Prisoners of Ghostland was one that I kind of enjoyed, but a lot of people hate. And I can't get it out of this damn steelbook protector. Holy shit. Oh yeah, I forgot they did this. For whatever reason, they did both discs on one spindle. It doesn't stick in there very well. I would like to rewatch this, honestly, because I just want to know if I was just in the right mood, because I kind of thought it was like a 6 out of 10. A lot of people would think otherwise, and probably for a good reason. It's a really unfocused movie. But yeah, I would like to rewatch it. "4K blue." I'd probably rewatch it before my best of 2021. I don't think I'd make the list, but it could make an honorable mention just because of how outlandish it is. We would have to see. Let me put this stack up. Sorry if I keep hitting the mic. Up next is Project 13, Project Space 13. This is a movie that I thought would be a lot more fun than it is. Honestly, this is one I'm going to sell. Didn't really care that much about it. I did a short review of it. If you want to check that out, you can. But yeah, not Project Space 13. 21 blue, yes. 1 collective syndrome with slipcase. Yeah, that one's gonna go. Sorry, Project Space 13. Promising Young Woman, pretty good. Pretty good revenge story in a way. Kind of an upsetting ending. If you've seen the movie, you probably know what I mean. But it's good. Carey Mulligan's really good in it. It's got some good direction moments. It's got some bad directing moments too. It's really weird. There's like some moments that are really like good, and then there's some moments that are really like not very good. But overall, I think it's a pretty decent movie. What year did you come out? Why can't people just put the fucking year on the back of the movie? 2020. It didn't make my 2021 list, for reasons, and that reason is because I think there's other movies that are better in it. It's like a good 6 out of 10, you know what I mean? I would definitely watch it again. Bo Burnham's good in it. Public Enemies, Michael Mann, right? Yeah, Michael Mann. Good, about John Dillinger, right? Is that this one? Yeah, John Dillinger. I don't know. I'm a sucker for mafia movies, so mobster gangster flicks are kind of my jam. It's good. I like it. It's like a solid 7 out of 10. Another movie I would not mind rewatching. 2009, there it is. Pulp Fiction, classic. What is there to say about Pulp Fiction that hasn't been said to Affinity? Good year. You know what I mean? Cool interviews on here. The Purge 4-movie collection. I gotta be honest with you, like when it comes to these Purge movies, you know what's funny is, okay, there's not actually a spot there. When it comes to these Purge movies, I don't think very many of them are very good. I'd actually say most of them are pretty bad. One, we did go as like Purge characters for a wedding because they were like the most like, oh, you can do anything you want with. You can do anything you want with these. You know what I mean? In terms of like doing characters and stuff, like you can do whatever you want, right, with the Purge. So that how many discs are in this? 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? 2, 3, 4. They're just laid out weird. For the Purge 4 movie collection. Purge Anarchy. But I will say, like, we rewatched I think the Purge 1 is unwatchable, honestly. I think it's really, really bad. We did watch the Purge Anarchy as a rewatch, and I really enjoyed it. It kind of like, so my thing with the Purge movies is I always felt like they went too they wanted to be a grindhouse movie, but they wanted to make too much of a political statement. And my problem is they clashed in tone too much, where you didn't do either of them very well. So you're like, you know, what are you wanting to do with this? Like, figure yourself out. We love the premise of the Purge. The execution needs work. Exactly. But like on a rewatch, I think I was able to like just dive more into it as like popcorn fluff, and I just kind of tuned out the, you know, the rhetoric, the political rhetoric of the film. Personally, but I mean, of the second film, I have no desire to rewatch the first movie. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's terrible. Anarchy, Election Year, the first Purge, those are all where the film tries to go more grindhouse style. And then the newest one, the Forever Purge, is fucking awful. It's terrible. I own it. It's in the fucking shelves, not shelves, the bin. But as for these Purge movies, yeah, I like Anarchy. I wouldn't mind rewatching Election Year or the first Purge, but Anarchy's fun. We have the Pusher trilogy by Nicholas Winding Refn. I wish these would get a fucking US Blu-ray release. I don't know why they haven't. It's very annoying that they haven't. These are good movies. I want to do a big video on Refn at some point. I think that would be interesting. Now there is actually I want you to all know that there's a Bollywood remake. What? Holy shit, there it is. That's wild. Huh. I didn't realize that. Um, but as someone who's a fan of Refn, the only way I've seen so far to get the Gambler, Nicholas Winding Refn's Rise to the Pusher trilogy, which is a documentary on Refn and him making these movies and stuff. I think this is the only way to get a physical copy of it. It might be one of the only few ways to watch it too. I think it's this one right here, right? Yep. 2006. So if you want to watch it, I think this is one of the few ways to get it. So I've not watched it yet, but on Pusher release. But yeah, I do want to I would like to revisit this trilogy. Like I said, I want to make a video on Refn. Huge Refn fan. Pusher 2. Not a whole lot going on here. In terms of like special features. Pusher 2004, and I think the other one's 2005. Hey, look at that. They actually have the year on the back of it. What? That's crazy. Yeah. At some point I would like for them to release them on Blu-ray, and I would also like for them to put Bleeder on some kind of easy access US release. All right. Pyewacket covered it for 31 for 31. Pretty good. Has good moments. Has some good ideas. Has some dumb moments for sure. I don't know why this film was apparently banned in several countries. Shouldn't be. Yeah, this is one I would actually... I don't know. I may consider selling it. I just don't ever see myself really rewatching it. I will highlight it in orange. That's what I'm going to eventually go back through this entire list. It might be a little bit pickier on the things that keep and go. Queen and Slim, good movie. Enjoyed it. Great performances. Don't know if I care to rewatch it. It's one of those movies where it's like, that was a satisfying watch. And then it just, that's the end of it. You know, you don't ever think about the film again. And it just, that's the way it went for me with Queen and Slim. I really enjoyed my experience with it. I thought it was good. Don't know if I care to watch it again. What did I rate it? An 8? Well, I don't know. I'd say it's probably more of a... Honestly, probably more of a 7. Yeah, like I said, it's good. But... I'm going to label that one too. I might end up keeping it. Quest for Fire, a movie I really want to watch. This is one of, if not, I can't remember exactly, the first Ron Perlman movie. And the reason why this movie got put on my radar is I listened to Ron Perlman's autobiography. He narrated himself on Audible. Not sponsored by Audible. Would love to be. I love Audible. I use it regularly. But he did the narration. So I've been on the lookout for this for a while. The copy I got was destroyed to shit. Replaced the case for it. But it was cheap, and it was like the only copy I've ever come across in store. It's about like cavemen and their quest for fire. And the way he talked about the film and the experience of the film just made me want to watch the movie. I don't want to spoil too much of that. I think the book is worth a read. Ron Perlman's a fascinating character, and it's a good book. But yeah, I'm excited to watch that eventually. I put yes, didn't I? That's a big old fat no for me, dog. R100, really wacky movie. Very happy about how I came across getting this. My wife wanted to see this. She thought it seemed interesting, so I went to looking on Amazon. Knowing it's a Draft House movie, I thought, oh, this is going to be really hard to get a hold of. Draft House is out of print. They've been out of print for a while. And for some reason, they were selling this along with The World of Kaneko and Why Don't You Play in Hell as a 3-pack. And I thought, oh, it's 3 of them together on one disc kind of thing. And someone said, hey, I got these and was surprised. It's all the Draft House movies individually, just basically rubber banded together. And I was just like, what? So I took the dice. It was like 45, 50 bucks. I can't remember. Maybe it was less than that. I was like, I'm just going to roll the dice. Let's see what happens. I got them, and sure enough, it was. They came together. Mine was not rubber banded. Mine was just wrapped, I think, in bubble wrap together. And it was R100, The World of Conoco, and Why Don't You Play in Hell? Which is worth noting because Why Don't You Play in Hell was like at the time like a $200 Blu-ray. I don't know what it is right now, but that's what it was at the time. So I was very excited because Why Don't You Play in Hell was a movie that's been on my watch list forever. So not only was I able to nab a movie my wife wanted to see, I was able to nab a movie I wanted to see, and we got a bonus World of Conoco, all three of them out of print, all three of them around, well, R100 was around like 40 or 50 from individual sellers on eBay and stuff. And then the World of Conoco just seemed really hard to come by, and Why Don't You Play in Hell was a lot of money. So to be able to get everything, original Draft House releases, all new, by the way, all factory sealed, none of them were opened, all factory sealed, was just awesome. I got a movie I gotta look up real quick because I think I've seen this, and if I remember right, it's not very good. I have seen this. Rage of Honor, Arrow Video. This can go. This was a movie I remember just being super duper mid, and yep, 1987. You may be asking yourself, if you take all the other movies and the shelves are supposed to be your favorite movies, why are some of these movies on here when you don't like them very much? And the answer is one, I've not trimmed it down for a while. And then two is also because any boutique or collector's editions automatically got shelf space. But that could just be sold. But things are changing. Raging Bull Classic. There is a Criterion of this. Again, another one that I don't see myself upgrading to Criterion because, not that I don't like this movie. I just want to make sure I didn't skip over some stuff. Okay. Not that I don't really like this movie or love this movie. It's just because there's other Criterions I want, and I just don't feel like double dipping. I'm not it'd be different if it was oh man, this transfer is like a fucking VHS rip or something like that, or I just had it on DVD. You know what I mean? I already own it on Blu-ray. You know what I mean? Some of them depends on the special features and stuff together. I would consider upgrading, but yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Maybe if I run into the point where I don't have any other Criterions I want on the Criterion sale. Raging Bull. This is the documentary about Raging Uwe Boll, the controversial director, if you will, boxing his critics. And I've yet to watch this, but I'm really looking forward to it. I found this at Dollar Tree for $1. That's why I got it on DVD. Don't know if there's a Blu-ray. I don't really care to look see if there's a Blu-ray, but I am looking forward to watching this. So, Raging Fire. I've not seen this one yet. This is on my watch list, and I found it at a half price books on their clearance rack for $2. So I snapped it, and I just haven't watched it yet. I believe this is a 2021 movie, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, 2021. I like Donnie Yen. Just like I said, haven't got around to watching it yet. 6.5, 72 on Metacritic. It's pretty good. Then we have The Raid Redemption and The Raid 2. Absolutely fantastic action movies. I personally like The Raid Redemption more than The Raid 2. That's me personally. I kind of like just the very basic story of The Raid Redemption of being, we're climbing to the top of this tower. We are, just fighting through hordes of people. The action set pieces are obviously the standout. Everybody talks about how great the action is in the movie, and it is. It's really, really good. That's right. I couldn't spell redemption. Off the top of my head. Not this morning. I can't. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Love the Raid movies. Um, I like Gareth Evans a lot as a director because he did that movie Apostle. I thought that was really good too. Would not mind revisiting these, honestly. 2014, man, I'm telling you, fucking banger of a year. We have Raising Arizona, Nicolas Cage, Coen Brothers. Actually, this one's just directed by Joel. I don't think I've seen this one. I don't think I've seen Raising Arizona. If I've rated it, I don't remember it. 1987. I have not rated it, so yeah, I've not seen Raising Arizona. Directors Joel and Ethan, but if you look on the back, it just says directed by Joel. That's interesting. Maybe like Ghost directed it. Yeah, I would like to see it. The Rambo set. I've seen all the Rambo movies. The newest one is really bad. I will not be buying it. The Last Blood or whatever it is. Personally, I think First Blood and the just Rambo 4 or just Rambo movie are probably the only two worth watching, in my opinion. That's crazy to me that they don't have the titles listed on the back. First Blood, 1982, Blu-ray, yes. 1, 2. Discs don't like to stay in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, Rambo, complete collectors. Set. Alright, and then it's like First Blood Part 2, which is such a dumb title. Yeah, I think they get worse as they go on, personally. I really like First Blood and Part 2. How's that listed on here? Oh, it's actually called Rambo. First Blood Part 2. Where are you from? 1985, Blu-ray, yes. 4, Rambo. Rambo! What was Rambo 3 called again? Come on. Rambo 3. Elegant. Classic. Rambo 3 from 1988. And then we got Rambo 4, which is titled Rambo from 2008. Yeah, Rambo 4 was good. I think First Blood and 4 are good. 2 and 3 are movies that exist. And then I think actually Part 2 actually might be halfway decent. Let me see what Part 2 is again. I gave it a 6. Let me read the plot synopsis. Rambo returns to the jungles of Vietnam on a mission to infiltrate an enemy base camp and rescue American POWs. Okay. No, yeah, 2 is okay. 3 is like the weird, like, yeah, like Middle Eastern, like in the Middle East movie. I gave Last Blood a 5. What was I smoking? This movie sucked. Maybe because I gave it a 5 because for a while I was rating movies that I found ironically entertaining. like higher than I was than they probably should be. Ron, Akira Kurosawa did a 31 for 31 on this. I think this is what we opened 31 for 31 this year on, right? Yeah, it was. Fantabulous. Amazing movie. 85. Yeah, Ron is a fantabulous movie. Very, very good. Highly recommend it. And the last from this little set is Rango. Very, 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 very good. I'm a huge fan of this movie. I think it's really, really good, really funny, really entertaining. The CG looks fantastic. It still looks good to this day. Just everything about this movie worked really well for me. It's a good 8 out of 10, homie. All right. Put this stack up. I was wanting to get this bookcase done today, but I don't think I'm going to. Considering it's already 10 o'clock, I'm just going to have to save it to finish off tomorrow. Because it's like almost 3/4 of a shelf, so I'm not going to have time. It's going to take like another hour to do it. Let's get this last little stack done, and then I'll hop over to Magic. We got a puppy in here now. Yeah, get that boy some head scratches. Love you, bub. All right, we got Rashomon, another Akira Kurosawa classic. Very good. Very good from 1950. Let me look on the back of this bad boy first. Okay. We got Ratatouille. Probably up there, my favorite Pixar movies. Really like Ratatouille, very good. Kind of a weird one, in my opinion, for Ratatouille. Kind of a weird one, in my opinion, for Pixar, because it's not very kid friendly, in the fact that like it's not like very kid entertaining. If that makes any sense. Like it's very good. It's a very good movie, but like in terms of like kids movies, I feel like this one could be pretty boring for kids. For an adult, probably not. Your friend the rat and lifted. Your friend the rat. Friend the rat. I don't think I've seen it. On Ratatouille release. And then lifted. I'm going to assume it's this one. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've seen this one. Ratatouille's good, though. We have Raw Force, I've never seen. A very early Vinegar Syndrome release. I would like to watch this at some point. That's for sure. $19.81. Blu-ray DVD combo. Got this a long time ago because it looked fun at FYE and just never watched it. Raya the Last Dragons, I think is pretty good. I enjoyed it. I definitely have my issues with it for sure. But in the terms of like recent Disney stuff, I found it to be a lot more enjoyable than a lot of the other stuff they've done. And I'll probably be rewatching it before I do my best of 2021 list. Not super sure that this would make it, but it has a chance. So, slipcase. It also comes with. Yeah, I'm gonna need another 1,000 rows sheets. So I'm probably gonna need another 1,000. We're not even halfway through the collection. There's more stuff not on shelves than on shelves. So, Us Again is the short film that came with this, which I think is absolutely beautiful. If you've not seen the short film Us Again, you really should look this up. On Raya, the Last Dragon release. Very good short film. Up next is Red State, a movie by Kevin Smith that thankfully a buddy of mine found at a half price books labeled for like $5.99 because this movie is out of print and goes for a lot of money. So thanks for looking out for me, homie. This was a Holy Grail movie that I had on my list for a long time that thankfully was able to finally get. I always thought this movie was like my favorite Kevin Smith movie. After the rewatch, I feel like it's probably just me being a teenager. I would have been 17 when this movie came out, and I watched it not too far off of its release. And while I still think it's a good movie and one of Kevin Smith's better efforts, it definitely has its issues. I dropped it from an 8 down to a 6, and that's where I think it will live forever. I don't think it will go above a 6. I dropped down to a 7. It needs to be a 6. I don't think it will go back up to a 7, but I don't think it would drop below a 6. It has some really good moments. Michael Parks is great, but it also has moments that I'm like, it looks like crap. It's shot like shit. And some of the dialogue and stuff is really cringy, and not for the sake of like, oh, this is like hard hitting and gripping. It's like, somebody who thinks they're a teenager wrote this. You know what I mean? The Red Turtle. This is one of my friend's favorite movies. I like it a lot. I think it's cute. It's not my favorite thing on the face of the planet. It's a solid 7.67 out of 10. I did like it though. I would rewatch it for sure. Redline. Speaking of my favorite things, one of my favorite movies ever made. One of my favorite anime movies. I believe this is a 2010 release. It is. This was my best of the decade. This is what I put as my number one of the best of the decade. It's a 10 out of 10 to me. I think it's fantastic. I've seen both the English and the original cast multiple times. It does not matter if you want to watch it in English or in Japanese. I think both casts do an amazing job, and I think the movie is fan freaking tastic and is a must watch. Repo Man, wasn't very thrilled by this. I thought this was just kind of okay. I wouldn't mind rewatching it because, like, I don't know. I feel like this is like kind of the Matrix, right? Like, there's a lot on paper that I should be like, I love this movie, but it just didn't gel with me very much. Maybe I wasn't in the right like mood for it or something, but I would have to rewatch it. I'm gonna put it as a maybe, but I'd have to rewatch it because I just haven't had a desire to rewatch it either. Requiem for a Dream, very upsetting movie. Finally bought it. I've put it off buying it for a long time, and then the 4K was for cheap, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it. What year are you from? Like 2001, right? 2000? Okay. I will say I think it's one of the best film scores ever made. I think it is one of the best film scores ever made. So, and then the last one is request Questkind, the Requestkind. I don't know how you say that. Honestly, I've seen it, and it's pretty decent. It's this Italian spaghetti western. What the fuck is that name? Resquire Kent. That is so hard for me to say. What the fuck? Name your shit different. Let's see if we can find a Requestkind. Can we find a pronunciation? Okay, so it's like rest in peace. How do we say this? I hit the jump to the next thing.
At how to pronounce say more interesting Latin words and as well as how to say this word as well. So make sure to state rest, and it is pronounced requiescat. Requiescat as
Requiescat. Requiescant. Requiescant. That is hard. Anyway, it's good. I would consider selling it though. I just don't care that much to rewatch it, I guess. It's not like The Day of Anger, which I think is maybe a little bit better. I can't remember which one's better. I gave this one a 6 out of 10, so I'd say, yeah, probably Day of Anger I liked more. 67. So I'm going to say this one can probably go. Is DVD Blu-ray combo, though. It's to Arrow Video. All right, so that is this run through of the collection update. Tomorrow, for the last day of this week, I'm going to do it. We're definitely going to finish off the middle case and then start on the third case tomorrow. We have less shelves on the third case. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 shelves instead of the 8 that we have been doing on the third shelf, because the last 2, 3 shelves, 4, 3, last 3 shelves are TV shows and stuff. And what I'm going to do is when we finish that third shelf, before we get into the TV shows, that's when I'm going to pull the 31 for 31 list, and that's when we are going to start going back to once a week with this. But thanks for hanging out. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can follow me on YouTube and everything. Also launched a Patreon, so that's exciting. If you want to follow me, if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, you can consider becoming a Patreon. That goes a long way in helping me out. Or, follow me on Twitch, whatever. You know what to do. I will catch y'all later. Peace.